Here we are.
Ooh. Anyway, this is our number 4 show for the Chicagoland Motorcycle Toys for Tots Parade. Thank you all for tuning in. I have a very, very special guest next to me. My name is George Lester Fortier, and I am the current president of Chicagoland Motorcycle Toys for Tots Parade. And I'm pretty sure, I think, Mr. Jack Voss,
How you doing,
sir?
buddy?
Now, who are you?
My name is Santiago Castillo.
Okay, tell them.
And my number is 2112. And I've been a member, I'm going on 6 years already.
Wow.
And I really enjoy working and doing what I do, volunteering for Toys for Tots, because there are kids out in this, on these streets that do need toys.
Well, that's one thing we have in common with all the kids. We were all kids too.
Oh yeah, but you see, a lot of us had, parents that took care of us. But a lot of these right now, there's a lot of women out there that don't have a husband or a boyfriend.
There's many single parents.
Single parents, and they struggle. They live from check to check, and we are there to who we can help out.
Exactly.
We're there to help them.
Trying to lighten their load.
Yeah, I mean, and some of them, they don't have they can't even buy their own shoes. So I mean,
irregardless of how they ended up in that situation.
Yeah, that's it. I don't care.
Remember about the kids.
The kids. It's all about the kids.
Because they're little.
Yeah. I mean.
Did you know that human beings is the only animal on this planet that once we get born, you got to watch over them for a couple years before they go on their own?
Oh yeah.
Every other animal, 2 or 3 months.
Years old.
Every other animal, 2 or 3 months later, they actually fend for themselves a little bit. Yeah.
I told my kid when he got 18, I asked him what color he liked.
Why?
So I could buy him some suitcases so he can move out. I'm just kidding.
Oh, that's another problem right now. You have a lot of kids moving in with their parents, and their parents moving in with their grandparents.
Oh yeah.
Because it's a messed up world right now.
Yeah.
But we'll survive. We always.
Well, of course, we're Americans, and us Americans, we do survive, and that's why our organization, that's what we're here for, to help kids to get at least to get something they're happy. And
what do you think of these lights?
Lights, wow.
Yeah, I know.
I should have bought my sunglasses.
I feel like I'm in the detective's office. Talk. Anyway,
getting back to our
Mr. Jack Voss is he's a former board member. He's an extremely great person in this organization. Yeah. Along with you, did he bring you in, or were you here before?
Well, I came in. I've before I become a member, I used to come here and with Jack Voss and help him out, to bring stuff in. And then the next year, I become a member. I did the street blocking before that. Before I become a member. Pardon me?
What's that for the benefit of people?
Oh, the street blocking. Well, you block the streets when the parade's going through. Make sure they're try to keep the cars from crossing into Western Boulevard and trying to not to hurt anybody. And I hope we get volunteers out there to help us to do that. And you don't need a motorcycle. You just come in and ask. I mean, you don't even got to be a member. We'll always take somebody that can help us, but we're always good for somebody to become a member.
That's right. Now, we have a tagging event coming up November 19th. You do not have to be a member of the organization to be a part of it. If you live around Western Avenue and you want to help, we're going to be tagging from Dan Ryan Woods all the way up to DePaul, which is next to Lane Tech.
Lane Tech, yes.
That's one of the agreements we have with the city of Chicago to mark all the storefronts that they let us put our poster in there and to put the posters up on the poles so that everybody knows that we're going to be coming down here December 3rd, Sunday. Parade will start at 9:30. Usually it's over by around 11 o'clock. As a matter of fact, we have an agreement with the city of Chicago to be done by 12 o'clock. So between 9:30 and 12 o'clock, every 10 minutes, there'll be a break. Every group of bikes that go down Western Avenue, there'll be a 10-minute break. Sometimes we'll have up to 5 tiers or 5 groups.
Right. Or sometimes
this way we can still have cross traffic with the city of Chicago. Most major streets will be covered by the CPD, Chicago Police Department. Say thank you to those people if you're in the parade, or just say thank you to them anyway. They got a tough job, and a lot of those people are doing it out of the kindness of their heart, okay? The CTAs are being, the bus routes are being altered a little bit. Yeah, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah, of course.
But getting back to Mr. Jack Voss, he's done a lot of things for this organization. I kind of wish he'd get more involved. He's a kind of a, how can you say, there's a word for it. He's a very confusing because he quit being a board member, which he was doing a great job. It's pick on you, Jack, today. Anyway,
Don't blame it on me.
he says it's too far to drive, right? Because he lives out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
But you know what? Since he retired from his board position, I don't think he's missed a meeting.
No. And I'm usually there 95% of the time. I'm usually there with him.
Right.
But Mr. Voss is getting he's getting up in age right now.
We all are.
His body hurts. He's having especially at night when he has to drive home by himself. So
I know I'm getting that night vision myself a little bit.
Oh yeah.
That and they ought to paint them stripes in the street a little bit better.
You're right.
You ever notice that when it's dark or rainy, you can't see them?
Well, I don't think they're using the stuff to make it glow.
I don't think they're painting them at all. It's terrible.
Yeah. So the reason I'm so dark, I'm usually like his color, but I've been riding so much this year.
His color.
No, I'm the skin color. I'm sorry. You see, I'm a little darker than he is because I've been riding a lot, and I've been going out riding everywhere I go. I usually take flyers with me, and I usually give them away to bikers, or I stop at a restaurant or something like that and let people know when our parade's going to be. So, you know what I mean? If you ever see a flyer out there, see, a pink one or a white one, somebody like me put it out there.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much for coming. Maynard couldn't make it. He got burnt pretty bad at the last show, so he had to let his forehead heal up a little bit.
Oh yeah, the light. That's why I got a head on me. I'm getting darker by the minute.
But anyway, there are 41 days until our parade. 41 days.
41
yes, sir.
days. Wow. And you know how fast 41 days go by? Just
fast.
like that.
That's right, man. That's why we're having this show. Mr. Castillo, I'm trying to say it the right way.
What do you call me, Santiago?
Is Santiago. Boy, I bet you if you was in the Army, your nameplate went to here to there.
Right.
But anyway, his wife is gracious enough to take the schooling to be a phone person for our TV show. So maybe our next television show next Monday, we may have the actual call-in part working. Yeah. In the meantime, you can call me on my cell phone.
Or you can call me on mine if you know me.
Right, 708-308-4661. Okay?
I won't give you my number, but if you know me, you can call.
Why not? You might get discovered. How do you get a hold of you?
Discovered? I've already been discovered.
Get your own talk show.
My number is 773-217-5092. And I have my phone right here.
Now, Jack, besides being a former bylaw historian with our organization as a board member, he also runs our, I guess you'd say our VIPs. If we have an alderman or whatever, a priest, or somebody wants to be in a parade, he runs around with a bunch of guys with trikes, right?
Not trike. Don't say that to Jack.
What do they call them?
Sidecars. He has a sidecar. Jack's gonna.
Oh, forgive me.
There's a difference in between. Somebody doesn't know how to ride a bike and having.
I tell you what, them sidecars are harder to ride than a regular motorcycle.
Oh, I love them. You
got to remember it's there, number one, for when you're going through a toll booth.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Yeah, you got to remember that.
But he does have a group of guys with sidecars. Thank you. I'm glad you're here. I'd have said the wrong thing.
Right, Jack would have been mad at you. You'd have been calling me on your phone.
Jack never gets mad, I don't think.
No.
But he does a very good job with that. Okay, and he's also very good at documenting our parade. He does a lot of
pictures
and movies.
I've been taking a lot of pictures at our events like that. Good. If you notice it on our website.
Make sure you get my good side, right?
Every side of you is good.
That's good. I like that. You're quick.
Listen, but if you go to our website and you see any pictures, you'll see my name that I took the pictures.
Really? You got your name on there?
Yes.
We got to pay you?
No, I volunteer. I'm sorry, I don't. I mean, you can pay my phone bill if you want, but
I don't want to pay you. I guess we can.
No,
you can prove how many times people called you.
Well, I'm still waiting for somebody to call. Did anybody call?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, everybody's shy.
They're not shy. You'd be amazed how many people watch this show, but they just don't.
I heard that last week there was only 2.
Who said that?
I'm just kidding. That's what somebody said. No, but I did let people know, my friends, my family, let them know that I was going to be on this podcast. I hope you guys are watching. I know my wife is. Hello, Barbara. I hope you're watching. And Jack, I know you're recording this,
and
we will see it. Pardon me?
Jack and Barbara are the 2 people
Yeah,
watching.
they're the only people I know. Hey, the less people you know, the less trouble you get into.
Wow.
And this beautiful cup right here was a gift that I got from being a member.
We always thank our members for helping us.
Yeah,
We can't
and-
pay them, but we could certainly
Oh
give
yeah,
them
I mean the beautiful
give
cup.
them a
is
nice
just-
meal, a good band,
Oh man.
and a nice hall, and it's like a thank you party.
Oh yes, we had a very good kickoff party on the south side this year,
Because
and the band was good.
Well, they were great. Without members like you, we wouldn't have an organization.
Right. And I've met a lot of
me being the president, I have nobody to boss around. Then.
I've met a lot of good people, going to the meetings and stuff like that. I mean, there's very positive attitude. I've never had no problems with anybody, and that's good.
Well, the one thing I noticed about you, Santiago, is that you carry yourself very well, and you're not afraid of talking to people.
Oh no, I love talking to people. I when I'm on the street, I usually tell people if I see somebody on a motorcycle, and I let them know about our organization. And you also use people out there that are our members, and that you see somebody with a bike, let them know that we are, when we're going to have our parade, they come down. They don't have to be a member, they can come down and ride in the parade and bring a toy for the kids.
That's right. Now, you can easily get involved with the parade. I prefer that you meet into the Dan Ryan Woods at 83rd and Western, cycle yourself in there, we'll park you, we'll let you go. A lot of people like to sit on the side and jump in. I kind of frown upon that, but we are not going to create an issue during the parade where we have to. Parade
Right.
will not stop once it starts. Okay. Now, if you come into the woods and you get separated from your friends and you think you could jump across the grass and catch up to them, that's not going to be allowed. Okay?
And we will take pictures, and we will
This
let
guy,
you know.
he seems nice, but I bet you if I ask him to make sure it don't happen, I bet you it won't.
Who, me? Well, I'll let people know. Usually, people are very cooperative, and but I've had problems with people if something happened, they're blocking the street,
Oh, so have I.
and I ask them, hey, could you please move to the side? And they sit there ignoring me, But that's another thing. You
Well,
gotta
I
just be
hope
careful.
the way people are driving today, just coming up here today, I seen 2 or 3 cars. They're doing like 85, 90 on the expressway, cutting in
that's
between,
fine.
in and out of traffic.
Oh,
No, it's
that's
not.
fine. Were they on
This
their
is not a,
motorcycles?
no, on their cars.
Oh,
This-
their cars, geez.
This is not a Mad Max movie. You know what I mean?
Right. Not COVID.
That's what it's becoming.
Yeah.
And that's why it's so important that we go through all our city meetings to make sure we have a safe parade, because who knows what's going on in the world right now.
And also, you're riding the bike. I rode today. I was riding earlier today.
You got your bike out there now?
No. I got my truck, but it's in front of the house.
What kind of truck do you have?
What kind of bike?
Kind of truck?
Kind of truck. I got a van. I got a Dodge
cool.
van. But I got Jack Boss's BMW. And I took it out for a ride. I'm going to re-ride it tomorrow. I'm going to try to get as much as
Does he have,
riding as much.
does he have reverse?
No.
I have a Gold Wing that has reverse.
I know, man. Wow. I think he does too.
Anyway, speaking of
Maybe.
safety, the parade begins at 8:30 according to our city papers. It can start. Now, what's going to happen is if we have a nice day and a lot of people cycle into the woods, we could hold anywhere between, 7,500 to 10,000 motorcycles. We have an agreement with the city of Chicago that once the woods fill up, we go.
Yeah.
No matter what time it is, because we don't want them stacking on Western Avenue. And one year we had 70,000 participants. We had stacked up all the way down to 120th and Western.
Wow.
Believe it or not. So that's why and then we let those people go first. And I was Sergeant at Arms then. But the people that were in there since 5 o'clock, they were kind of mad. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
And a lot of people actually took their vests off. They got tired of being yelled at by the people. I kept mine on.
Yeah, don't be scared. Don't. I mean, if you're out there and you are part of the organization, you're
we
helping
couldn't-
us
we
out.
couldn't-
Don't take your vest off.
We couldn't let them out, you know?
You can't do that. I mean, because you got to let people know what you're doing. So
Nothing's happened since then, so
that's good.
That about 10, 15 years
Yeah.
ago. Anyway, no license plates will be covered. Okay, a lot of people think it's cool to cover up their license plates with duct tape or a piece of cardboard. I don't know why. Unfortunately, a lot of times the people that do it are the people that, have a badge on their chest.
right.
I don't know why they do that, but we are supposed to control that a little bit because the city of Chicago wants us to help them with that. And we are not going to give the city of Chicago an excuse not to have the parade, okay?
That's
not
right.
going to happen. All motorcycles will have valid insurance, okay?
Are we checking that?
Well, if we get challenged, like every board member is going to have a packet of everything every permit, even down from the the city of Chicago down to the portalets to make sure we have a permit for that. And if we get challenged, and people have been challenged since we had that parade marshal vest,
Right.
we have to make sure we have that. If you get challenged by a policeman, they want to see your insurance card, you better, same thing, you
Right.
got to show it to them.
We've had an accident, I think it was last year, and I was helping the sergeant at arms, and I went there and I took pictures of the boat bikes, the people, and their license plate, and I just to make sure to find out. I mean, to
Is that
what
in the
was
parking
going on.
lot, or is that at the?
No, it was at the woods at the other side. It was on the
In
side
the
street.
woods?
No, not at the woods. Over here on by Lane Tech over here.
Yeah, that's what I
On
meant.
the side street right there. There was a lady and a guy. They hit another bike, and then and they were arguing because the one guy had a real nice bike, but to me, I asked him, could I please take a picture of you to find out who you are and your license plate, and then the other person, just to make sure. And I sent it to, since it was on the north side.
Well, you should document when it's
I
tomorrow
did.
morning.
Well, I
you
did.
can't
I
walk.
sent I did send the pictures to Maynard, because that's who
He's our
who
north
needs to
side
know.
coordinator.
Coordinator, yes. So if I see anything, or you see anybody that is working the parade, an accident or something like that, do take pictures, of the people, and take pictures of the motorcycles. You know what I mean? Or of the license plates. So and then so we know what's going on. I mean, just in case we get challenged or something like
No,
that.
you're right, no.
And it's a good thing to do.
And basically, that issue, that what do you call it, event, happened basically after the parade.
Yeah.
They'd already pulled into the
Yeah,
parade.
they were already out of the parade. Yeah, they were already parked.
And I know Maynard does a good job of parking them there.
Yeah.
But anyway, no smoking allowed on any grounds. You can't smoke in the woods. I know it's outside, but I used to smoke. I know how you feel, but you cannot smoke. I don't smoke anymore.
Kind of like no, I'm just joking.
No alcohol will be allowed on any grounds. DeVry, where we end, DePaul, Lane Tech, the forest preserves, the woods. This is very, very important. No candy or other trinkets to be thrown by the bikers while riding in the parade. They'll see a bunch of kids on a corner, and they think they're throwing some candy and stuff, and what if they run out and they get run over by a motorcycle? You don't want
That's
that
right.
to happen. There'd be
Right.
somebody at the end, if you want to give out candy, give it to the guy at the end. There's always going to be somebody in a vehicle at end of tier. Give it to them. He could stop and hand it to him, okay? Then get back and catch up with us or
Right.
whatever. So let's try not to do that. Somebody wants to give you a present on a motorcycle. That's hard to do. You're worried about staying upright on two wheels, and you're going to try and grab a present from somebody. Same thing. Ask them nicely if they want to give us a present. You give it to the guy at the end of the
At
tier.
the end of the parade, yes, there is a truck.
I mean,
or a van.
not the end, but just the end of whatever group. we're in.
Right.
There's tier one,
Yeah,
two, three, four.
I've seen that where a van goes by and somebody's got present, and they do stop you.
And it's amazing how many people come out and watch that parade. And it seems like how can I put this gently? The worse the neighborhood, the more support we get, because
Yeah.
these are the people that we help, and a lot of times they want to give back.
That's right.
Okay, no hot dogging will be allowed. We had a bunch of little bitty, what do you call them, bitty bikes? I guess they were jumping.
Crotch rockets.
Yeah, no, there's something else.
Mini bikes or
Something like that,
Yeah.
yeah. Can't allow that.
no wheelies, no burnouts.
And there'll be ample toilets everywhere, because that's not a waste of money, in my opinion.
No, of course not, because we don't want to be having
Every
people
time I
going
watch
out
a movie with a big crowd, you know what I think of?
Mm.
Not why they're there. Not if somebody's going to get hurt. I wonder how many of those people got to go to the bathroom. That's what I think.
Usually,
You know, a lot of them had to. I feel sorry for them.
Usually at the line, last year, the last couple of years, porta potties, there's a very big line at
Yeah.
the end of the parade, and people standing at the porta potties trying to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, well, we're going to have plenty of portalets.
Yeah.
He used to give me one by myself, but that ain't been happening lately.
Would you get your own key?
Used to. Not
Oh.
no more.
Used to.
I'm getting older now. Nobody cares.
Yeah, well, the older you get,
No,
you
I
should have one.
needed more.
Yeah, you need it more, yeah.
Rescue riders will be accompanying the parade. In other words, these are the people that help you, instruct you on how to take care of an accident if one were to come. I went to the class. You should take that class next
Yes,
time.
I'm
We give you a free. They give you a free first aid kit, but Toys for Tots pays you to get the bigger one. You know what I
Okay.
mean? As a thank you for taking it, because the more people we could say are trained for immediate emergency care with a motorcycle if there's an accident, the better we look with the city of Chicago.
right. And I do a lot of riding. I drive with my car a
Yeah,
lot,
good.
and I do see people, accidents that people not paying attention. They hit somebody on a bike or something like that.
But there are some things you just never think of that you
Yeah,
can learn
right.
at these classes. There's one
Right.
she was explaining when somebody out in the middle of nowhere, him and his wife were on a bike, and somewhere or another got into an accident. Bike went off the road, or he went off the road, and he was in a coma. Okay. Well, his wife got knocked off the bike too. He
Right.
woke up from the coma 3 days later and said, "Where's my wife?" They
Wow.
didn't know he was with his wife. So he went back there and found her. You know, unfortunately, she was yeah.
Yes.
So,
Wow.
so they were saying you should put like a little note on your seat saying, "Look for my wife," in case something happens,
Or-
which makes sense. You
Or
know,
put a note on yourself. I'm here. I'm riding with me and
Right.
this person and
Right.
the other person. should do.
but that's just simple logic stuff. You even God forbid it ever happens, but why take the chance in case it does?
Well, I'm glad you told me that. I never thought
I never
about
thought
that.
of it either when I seen that.
Right.
That and there's a big controversy on what to do if they're wearing a helmet.
Don't
I
ever take the
prefer
helmet off.
don't take it off, right?
Don't let the paramedics do it.
Yeah. I'm dead. I don't know. That's the worst thing I hated about that. They put me in a helmet, and it was like one of them. I'm gonna go ride like Lee Majors up in a goddamn Air Force up in the space shuttle. I was claustrophobic in the helmet. Figure that one.
Yeah.
Couldn't wait to get out of that thing.
Wow.
But it's very important. There'll be 2 ambulances during the parade. They'll constantly be moving, I think. They'll have them parked at the beginning and at the end. Medics, thank you very much if you're out there.
Yes.
You should be aware of their surroundings and they report any suspicious activity. What we've had to do since the world changed a little bit, since, geez, how long has it been? 911? Long time.
Yeah. No.
We usually get our toilets and stuff dropped off porta-johns. I guess it's a bad word now.
Porta potty.
Right. We actually have to zip tie them or lock them somehow so nobody could put anything in these toilets overnight
Right.
before we start doing little things like that. Let you realize that we're living in different times right now. And I heard there was a bomb scare over there by where your sister and I lived. There was 2 gas
Was there?
stations.
Oh, wow.
Yesterday.
She works over there. She works at the gas station.
That's what I heard. Anyway, if anybody can make a phone call and
Yeah.
scare people.
It's a very different world out there. We all just be aware of everything, where all your surroundings. That's all I always say, and especially while you're riding.
Yeah, and I want
You
to
know.
inform everyone, I don't know why we keep this a secret, it shouldn't be. But when we have the meeting with the city of Chicago, we have to be ready for any scenario,
Right.
okay? If there's an ambulance, we stop the parade. If it's police with the lights on, they're going to go
We have to
save a
stop.
life or whatever, we have to stop and control ourselves. In the event we have to alter our parade route, we have to be agreeable to a certain way of doing it, okay? And it's been this way for the last, since I think 911, even before that. Everybody jogs off to Damon and takes Damon all the way up. And then we take the cross street over into Lane Tech, whatever that major street is. But it's always been Damon, okay? So keep that in mind. It's not going to be blocked. Okay, you have to obey this. You have to obey the
Traffic
lights
laws.
and such. But one of the things we do at the city of Chicago is we ask them nicely, and they always comply. That's how we find out how many bikes there are. The city does not own the traffic cameras. Okay, they're owned by someone else, and all the city can do is request that they won't give out an automatic ticket if you go through a light, because it's a parade. You're going to be going through a lot of lights. Going north on Western between the hours of I think 8:30 and 12:30, no tickets will be issued. Going south, they will be. Okay,
Yes.
so bear that in mind. Okay, and thank you again for the people that I'm sure they make a lot of money with the traffic cameras.
Yeah, I'm sure they do.
All members of this organization. Okay, we had an issue a few years ago. It wasn't even a member, but he was wearing a vest. It said Toys for Tots on it. Every member is going to have their number. Everybody gets a toy number. My number is 356, and yours is 20-something.
2112.
So everybody has an identifiable number. This way, in case somebody thinks that one of us did something wrong, they could see our number clearly on our vest, okay? That may even make people act a little bit better knowing that they can be identified too.
Right.
So that's another thing. And TFT board members will be wearing parade marshal vests. Anybody wants to challenge us about anything, come up to any one of us. As a matter of fact, if you feel there's an issue anywhere, we'll have people with vests all along the route, along with the police. You can't see a policeman. Find somebody with a vest, okay? And maybe they got a radio or know someone who they know who to call, and we'll take care of whatever issue you may have. Okay?
Right.
It's not an issue because we are not the police and we are not the National Guard. We let the professionals handle that.
Right.
But if there is an issue and you are a member and something is happening, whatever it is, people fight over the weirdest things, I think. I used to work in a bar, so I could tell you that for sure.
Oh, so did I.
But you always want to defuse the situation. Never take a side and be a calming influence.
That's
okay?
right.
Because you never want to escalate anything. Because once you take a side, somebody's not going to like you. So you don't want to take a side either.
Right. Well, you usually turn around, de-escalate the problem.
What I used to do in the bar, I used to ask them how old they were, and then they tell me they say they were like 30, and I said, well, for you, the drinking age should be 31. I told them. Okay.
You be a kid again.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Because you're just not doing well. Okay. And weekly presentations on CAN TV. Thank you, CAN TV. This is part of the deal we made with the city of Chicago. To have this show leading up to the parade and a couple weeks afterward to be like a debrief to let them know what happened. We send out letters along the route. Oh, geez, we're almost done. See how fast
We're
the time
done.
goes?
That's it.
But
Less than a minute.
we send out letters, and it costs a few bucks, but we do it. Nobody wants to give us stamps. We let everybody know about our parade going down Western. All the churches, all the houses, all the businesses, all the aldermen's offices. Everybody gets a letter letting them know what's happening, what time it's happening. Our phone numbers are clearly visible in case they have a question, and that's what we do.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think our minute's up. I hope you all have a good day
Yes.
and be safe. We'll be here next week.
Yes,
Lester,
sir.
I thank you for inviting me here to your.
You did a good Ed McMahon.
Thank you. Well,
A good Ed McMahon.
Ed McMahon, there you go.